In all my years of travel, the trips that impact me the most are those that completely and utterly alter my worldview. In the days leading up to this Kenya adventure, I had a gut feeling that this was going to be one of those trips. Maybe it's because it's one of the cradles of humanity, or maybe it's the fact that wild animals have evolved and coexisted here for millions of years. Whatever it is, I have faith that Kenya's ancient landscape will transport me to the heart of Africa and the roots of our shared history.
Good morning. It's 6 a.m. and we are heading out on our first sunrise game drive in Amboseli National Park.
Amboseli National Park is one of Kenya's most iconic wildlife destinations and the first stop on our Kenyan safari adventure. It's often referred to as the Land of Giants because of its massive herds of African elephants roaming freely through the park's lush marshes and dusty plains. We arrived yesterday to our lodge in the heart of Amboseli and checked into our room, which is a mere 100 meters from elephant territory and mere feet from our new neighbors. But the real fun begins in the park itself, where Africa's most iconic wildlife roam free.
Good morning! There's so many zebras in this park. Like, I've never seen this many all together in like giant herds. Lions right now. I don't see them yet though.
For many of us, this was our first time seeing lions in the wild.
And they're super far away, but there's a couple lions and they're playing, they're rolling around. It's so cute. Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
The cubs over there?
There's at least like 6 or 7. They're so playful. They literally are just gigantic cats. Like the same mannerisms. They're swatting each other. They're rolling around.
As the pride collectively decided that playtime was over and it was time for a cat nap, we spotted some graceful, spotted giants moving towards us in the distance.
I love giraffes.
Giraffes are the tallest land animals on Earth, and despite their towering height, they have such a calm, curious demeanor that it's hard not to fall in love with them.
Every day we come back into the lodge, we have professional greeters. Hey guys.
After the baboons welcomed us back to camp, we made a beeline for the dining hall for a delicious breakfast.
So obviously I had to rent this gorgeous lens. Unfortunately, it's not mine. This is the Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter lens, which is essential for photographing wildlife. It's how I'm getting all of those epic close-up shots. But yeah, I'm only here for about a week, and I'm actually here with EF Ultimate Break. This is my first trip with them. They put on group trips for people ages like 18 to 35. They put together amazing itineraries all over the world. They book you in accommodations like this, where, by the way, there is an entire herd of elephant literally that you can see from the lodge. Last night, there was an elephant, actually there were 3 elephants, genuinely like right at the fence, eating grass. It was insane. They were growling, and you just really feel like you're in the bush because you are like right smack in the national park. But anyways, I'm on their Kenya African safari trip. It's been so much fun. I'm meeting so many awesome travelers. This is actually our last safari here in Amboseli, so hopefully we will see some elephants because that is what this place is known for. We also have some lovely neighbors around the lodge. We have some monkeys and we got baboons. There's one. Okay, we're coming up on first herd of elephants. It's a big one. This is insane. I have seen more elephants here in the last 24 hours than my entire time in Africa, by far.
And just when we thought this elephant encounter couldn't get any better, the baby emerged.
So apparently this baby is maybe 1 to 2 weeks old, and when they're born they weigh like 300 kilos. He's so cute. He's like rolling around in the dirt chasing birds.
Like obsessed over it.
And when they're born,
With his little smile, yeah.
This is the place to come if you love elephants, because you will see so many. Like look, look, hello. Like wow.
we came across a marshy pool and spotted a dark mass in the water that turned out to be the most dangerous animal in Africa, the hippo. They may look slow and gentle at first, but they are extremely territorial with powerful jaws that can snap a canoe in half, killing more humans every year than any other large animal in Africa.
Normally during the daytime, because their skin is very sensitive, they stay inside the water. Butterflies, they come out to play. They can even walk away from the water, like 30 kilometers away, and then very early in the morning, they come back to the hippo pool.
We thought this was our last wildlife encounter of the day, but just 2 minutes out from the lodge gates, we came across quite a surprise. This herd of elephants were just as surprised as us and immediately formed a circle around the baby to protect her from any potential threats. We only stayed for a minute or two before saying goodbye for good. We finally arrived to Kenya's legendary Masai Mara, the heart of Kenya's safari magic, home to Africa's Big Five and the fabled Masai people who have coexisted with its wildlife for generations, a place where safari lovers' dreams come true.
As you can see, we have encountered a torrential downpour.
But we were too excited to let a little rain get in our way. And as the clouds cleared and the rain subsided, the animals emerged. And while we love seeing any and all wildlife that comes our way, the Masai Mara is famous for its big cats, and our guides were determined to make it happen on our very first game drive.
Lion.
It's massive. He's dead asleep. He's opening his eyes. He's opening his eyes.
Out of nowhere, 2 beautiful lionesses stalked right in front of us and made their way over to the sleeping male. Watching these apex predators up close was mesmerizing. You get a true sense of their strength and grace, and sharing a moment in their presence was both humbling and exhilarating. As the sun started to set and the day came to a close, the nocturnal hyenas emerged for their nightly prowl. But we couldn't stay long after dark, so we raced back to camp where we were welcomed by the original keepers of this land, the Masai people. The Masai have been the guardians of this land for hundreds of years, maintaining their rich cultural traditions in the face of various challenges including colonialism, land changes, and modernization. Before leaving, they invited us to visit their village tomorrow, a day that would be the most memorable one of the trip.
Good morning. It is currently 4:55 a.m. and we are about to check off a bucket list item.
Hot air balloons.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm not scared.
20 lions here.
Welcome to the ground.
So we have officially ridden on a hot air balloon, seen 2 lions sleeping, and had breakfast in the bush all before 9 a.m. This is the best day ever. And we have so much more to do today. Woo!
And just like that, it was time for our final game drive in Kenya. By this point, our group had grown very fond of our guide, Philip, and he was determined to show us a good time on our last full day in the Masai Mara. A place known for its big cats, but none more elusive than the leopard. I was secretly hoping to see one before leaving Africa, and Philip may or may not have read my mind.
Look. Look.
The leopard is the most difficult member of the Big Five to encounter on safari. Wow. They're extremely stealthy, and unlike other big cats, they're very solitary animals. This female leopard is an incredibly skilled hunter with huge, expressive eyes that can see and hunt in the dark. And her beautiful coat is excellent camouflage, allowing her to hide in plain sight and sneak up on prey. As we made our way through the endless golden plains of the African savanna, we observed the circle of life before our very eyes. The unmistakable bonds between these wild animals, from zebras leaning on each other to rest, to the hippos sleeping in the mud together, and new life coming into the world for the first time, nurtured by their mothers. Seeing all these different wild animals living freely and peacefully in their natural habitat is one of the most beautiful things I've ever witnessed. And suddenly, we saw him. The fastest land animal on planet Earth and one of Africa's most legendary apex predators, the cheetah. This one clearly just finished his midday meal and prowled right in front of us in search of some shade to escape the unforgiving African sun. It is truly a gift to observe such beauty and grace up close. As we made the long drive back to camp, coming to grips with the fact that this was our last game drive of the trip, I felt such immense gratitude and respect for this vast land and every creature in it, and realized that it was finally time to meet the people who have lived and protected these lands for hundreds of years. The Masai people. The Masai people are a semi-nomadic tribe known for their vibrant culture and deep connection to the land of East Africa, particularly in Kenya and Tanzania. They're easily recognizable by their bright red cloaks that are worn to scare off lions and maintain their cultural heritage. And you can almost always find them herding and tending to their cattle, a central piece of their culture, livelihood, and diet.
Their main food comes from their cows. Milk, blood, and meat.
Cattle symbolizes wealth, and the wealthier you are, the more wives you can afford to marry.
Many cows, many wives. Many wives, many problems. In our culture, only men are allowed to marry many wives. But wives, they are not allowed to marry many men. A big number of the boys have a lot of this. Depends on how many girls do you have. So if you have more than 10 girls, then you have more than 10 necklaces on your neck.
The Masai men have a very unique way of attracting the ladies of their village. It's basically an epic jumping contest that the boys practice for from a very young age. The higher you jump, the more attractive you are, and it's traditions like these that the Masai fiercely protect.
So in short, we maintain the culture and preserve the wildlife. For that reason, we call themselves nomadic people. People that migrate one place to another.
They live very primitively, surviving off the land and rejecting modern technology in an effort to maintain their rich cultural practices and beliefs. They showed us how to make a fire in just 2 minutes by rubbing 2 sticks together to create an ember and lighting the dried elephant dung on fire. And they were generous enough to show us inside their homes, also called manyata huts.
So this is our house. We are eating here, cooking here, and also we are sleeping there. So the bed of father and mother, and also we have the bed for the kids. They're taking 3 weeks or 4 to finish the house.
In the Masai culture, it's the women's job to build these small, single-entrance homes using materials they find in nature. They actually go into the mountains to gather strong branches like this to hold the roof up, and they're able to keep out rain using 3 main materials.
Soil, powder, and dry grass. Here we have something we see like the cement. It's not a cement. These are soil and powder. This house is staying for 8 years or 10.
Wow. Thank you for showing us your home.
We need to have a Masai blessing for these 2 couples so that they can have a long life.
Before we left, they found out that Dylan and I were engaged and insisted on giving us a traditional blessing that they do to other engaged couples in their village for a long and happy life together.
Once you accept or respond your prayers, we say, Nai. Nai. Nai is God.
Kenya reminded me of my own humanity in its purest form. It showed me that despite our vast differences, every single human and plant and animal on Earth are part of the circle of life, an essential element of nature that connects all of us. And though we may be oceans and continents apart, though we may have vastly different cultures and lifestyles and beliefs, we are all connected to each other and every living thing in the circle of life.